Hello and welcome to this special episode of Blood on the Severn, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set on, well, tonight is going to be in Ireland and in the year 1982. 1982, I thought it was three, for Dermot's Embrace. With me tonight,
Rob playing Dermot Brine from Clan Malkavian, kind of.
no, well, soon to be.
Soon to be.
And then our two guests for tonight are two people that are part of Dermot's life, or, well, living days. One is a friend, so.
Hello, I'm Amy, Imsievert.
And she's playing Alma, and now.
sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. And also someone that is really helpful during the latest stage of Dermot's life, for reasons that will become soon apparent. So.
Hi, my name is Jason, and I'll be playing Dr. Boyd.
Okay. So, thank you very much for joining us. This is part of the Embrace series that we have had for our player characters. We first had a big event when Blood on the Severn went out, and we had the embraces of all our four characters, and now is the turn for Dermot. So the year is 1982. Ireland. Things are rough, both personally for Dermot, but also in the country. Tensions are high. Lots of counterculture movements are taking out, projecting their voices outwards for what is happening. Political and social strife is everywhere to be found. Now, Dermot has been sort of a victim of the circumstances and his own actions. For there is no action without consequence. And we're going to start with Dermot and Alma. So, if you could please, Amy, describe Alma to our audience.
So Alma is, she's very pale. She's got very big curly black hair, and she's got like a very sort of frilly piratey shirt on, in very much in the style of the New Romantics. And as well as that, she's got, I know I mentioned pale skin, but she's got white makeup over her face, and she's got red lipstick on, and she's got sort of very, very bold blue eyeshadow over her hazel eyes. And she is a New Romantic, and that is very clear to see. She's also very, very slim. She's very, very slim.
Okay. And could you please, Rob, describe Dermot?
Of course. Dermot is got sort of a dark ginger hair. He's also relatively slim. He has a quite a wide range of tattoos across his body, though, sleeves down each of the arm and some running up the back of his neck to his head, which seem to be a mix of both religious, sort of more Christian, Catholic kind of elements mixed in with Celtic symbology and elements too. He'll typically wear clothes that tend to sort of feature various different bits of musical bands or raves or whatever it may be, just elements that sort of speak to the music that he loves. He normally has a black jacket on, leather jacket, a bit of the fits in with the rebellious crowd, I think, that are sort of populating Ireland at this time. But yeah, he's got sort of piercing green eyes and a little bit of an attempt at a beard. Not quite as full as this one.
So, it is the middle of winter. Well, not quite, but it's like the depth of winter. Sun is going down at around maybe 4 in the afternoon. And Alma arrives to Dermot's place about half an hour 45 minutes after sundown. She's been regularly bunking with Dermot over the past few weeks. But Dermot has an appointment later tonight at 6:30. So Alma steps in. She still looks very pale and kind of gaunt. Her makeup really contrasting the paleness of her skin. In Dermot's feet, sometimes he feels a little bit of the little scabs, sometimes where he shoots himself to avoid having everything openly on display. Also, he has a couple of missed calls from his sort of like a buddy. And he's awoken by the knocking of Alma.
He'll open the door to her.
Hello.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
Oh, you know.
You're looking well.
Good. So are you?
Thanks. You want to come in?
Yes, please. So she sort of comes in and she produces a still glowing cigarette and she sort of just taps it so that the ashes come off, just on the floor. She looks around and she sort of smiles quite widely. It's good to see you.
Hi, you too. Right. It's good to have somebody around. Been a bit nervous today.
Is it your therapist?
Fucking caught.
Never really understood shrinks.
No?
No.
Get in your head, don't they? You know, sort things out.
Why pay someone to be your friend when you can just pay something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Hey, come on. I sit down, you hungry? Haven't eaten anything yet today.
I'm not hungry. I'm okay. I had food before I came out.
Okay. Hey, I'm working on a project, you know. I was wondering if you might want to get involved with some of that. Like we were doing on some of the other stuff.
What sort of project? I'm
you
interested.
know, bit of singing, sampling, if you don't mind, you know.
Oh, I would like to. Yes, please.
Hey, cool. Well, perhaps we can meet up a bit later after my session. I can have a, you know,
Have you got it?
got what?
You know. What we're going to use after your session.
I got a couple of bits around the place, but I'm running a bit low. It's trying to be good, you know, make an effort before the session and all.
Oh, why be
Yes.
good when you can be bad? Good's not fun.
Yeah,
It's not very fun of you.
I know, but if I go along like with my eyes all, he's just gonna cause more problems, isn't
I
it?
suppose so. Yeah, I can see that. I'll see if I can get some good stuff.
That'd be good. I mean, it's bad enough that I'm blowing off Darren and all from keeps trying to call me and all. But I mean, we got an arrangement, so kind of works.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And she sort of absently just itches the tracks on her arm.
So you've been up to much recent, like, you know?
No. Not really. No. And she sort of taps her cigarette so that more ash falls off, and she sort of brings it to her lips and sort of takes a deep pull, and she looks at the embers on the end of the cigarette, and she says, "Scary, isn't it, fire? Isn't it funny that, like, all, like, people used to be scared of it and stuff, and it can burn buildings up, and yet you can just trap it
You
on a
threatening to
cigarette."
burn my place down? I mean, I know you've had some problems of your own with places to stay, but you don't want to burn this place down. Then you'll have nowhere to go.
Oh, no, I wouldn't dream of it, of course. And she sort of smiles.
Hey,
And Dermot can see the sort of like dangerous glint of Alma when she's bemused by something. Even if it's the idea of something as dangerous as fire.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we played a bit on the edge, don't we?
It's good fun too, yeah.
No, now you mention it, maybe I should take a little something to take off the edge of my nerves, before the session and all. What'd you say?
Can I have some?
What?
Can I have some?
Yeah?
Please.
Okay.
Should we, I'll just get something out then. Through in the kitchen. Cook it up and all.
She sort of just bolts for the kitchen. Like, really quick. Like, this is what she came for.
Yeah. So, the two of you prepare enough, just as Dermot says, enough to take the edge off. Not to give him a massive ride, but it'll make him aware. It'll wake him up, sure. For Alma is different, especially when she helps shoot Dermot's leg, so he then can cover it with his socks. And there's the pinprick of blood as the needle comes out. And Dermot can feel it slowly rising from his leg. At first it feels like burning, but it's that dangerous fire Alma was talking about. Then he turns to see Alma, and she's unapologetic. She just shoots her arm, and her eyes, you can see her pupils dilate and then contract, and she gains so much more focus. But that focus is inwards, as if drugs didn't really do much for her, and if they did, it was completely internal. Are you letting that ride down a bit, or are you going straight like that to your therapy session?
I think he'll probably be riding a little bit, higher now and a bit more energy to him. So he'll probably attempt to be on time, but end up pacing around a little bit and be a little bit late in the end. Just nervous about the fact that he doesn't really want to talk about some of the stuff today, and also the fact that he's now nervous about the fact that he's actually taken some drugs.
Yeah.
That may well not help.
Yeah. So when Dermot leaves the little flat, Alma is just there. She lit up another cigarette and has her elbow on the table, and she's absentmindedly staring at a small flower pot that has just a dried branch on it. And she has not stopped staring at it for a while. When Dermot closes the door, the ashes fall off of her pretty much unsmoked cigarette, as if she had forgotten that she had it in her hand. Not far, in another part of town, Dermot is a bit late, Dr. Boyd, but that is to be expected. Eventually, he makes his way, and you ask him to walk in.
Ah, Dermot, you made it. A little late today, but still got a bunch of time. Have a seat.
Yeah, sorry, I got tied up and all. You know how I get with the music and everything.
I do. In fact, I've brought a little something that might be useful in session for later on. They've been doing interesting things with musical therapy, and I managed to pick up this thing. And he reaches down and pulls out a small Casio keyboard about a foot long, white and gray plastic. The SK one, like one of those ones you might give to, to a younger person.
Yeah.
And he lays it out and says, I was wondering, perhaps you might be able to play a little something that comes to mind that might express some of what you're feeling today. But that'll be for the second half of the session. For right now, I'd like you to. We were talking about the death of your mother last session, and I'd like you to go into that for me. I know you've.
Is this some kind of joke? You know, I like music and all, so you decided to bring a little keyboard along.
It's not a joke. I think there's something that can be. They're doing amazing things with musical therapy these days, and there's something about being able to bring forward creative expression that can loosen up certain kinds of traumatic blocks. I'm only hoping that it might sort of bridge things a little bit.
Sure. Play you something. You want me to do it now?
No. Right now, I'd like you to take a deep breath and close your eyes and bring yourself back to the morning of the day that it happened. And I'd like you to take me there. Can you do that?
Sure. Said we do it. I mean, suppose I've been putting off for a little bit, but yeah, we can do it.
We've got to. I mean, there's only so much time we've got, and I think it'll be helpful. I think there's something there that we need to see. So, yeah.
My ma was a little bit upset on the morning because I'd been out late and all the night before. She was proper blowing a gale, over breakfast.
And what did you have for breakfast?
I think it were like muesli or something, She always tried to get me to eat healthy, that and apple. Said I wanted something else, but it's always the same with her. She was like, "No, that's what you're eating." So I kind of poked at it a bit, and I mean, I like the apples, just didn't really take it. I left it on the table because I wanted to kind of spite her, I suppose, for trying to make me eat what she wanted me to eat.
Of course, you were pushing back against her authority.
And yeah, I mean, it was a Saturday and also it was supposed to be a free day, but she said I was grounded, so I was supposed to be going out with the boys and having a bit of fun on the town, just going out to the lake and all. But instead, she said I had to stay and help my dad. I wasn't really paying attention. I thought maybe she'd forgotten, so I tried to leave, and that's when she picked up, threw the apple at me. And my dad was like trying to make amends between the two of us, and said that he'd take me out to the garage and show me the car, and we'd do some work on it together. It was turning into quite a nice day in some respects. Is this okay? I don't know when
You're doing fine, Dermot. Just keep it going. Take us to the next part of the day.
So yeah, we was changing a couple of bits in the car, like changing some of the spark plugs and getting it jacked up to sort out some of the wheels, clean them around and sort out the brake pads and all. And it's probably about the afternoon when Ma started screaming like a fucking harpy in the house, and she kind of came down. And turns out she found some of my stuff and my gear in my bedroom that I
And
thought
by stuff you mean your works, your drug paraphernalia.
Yeah. I mean, she was okay with me doing some of the lighter stuff, but this was it's a little box of pills and clearly some of the harder stuff, so she wasn't really happy about that, to say the least. So she came down, proper storm and all, pretty furious, and started shouting and all. But it wasn't me she was shouting at, it was my dad, because she kind of blamed him for the whole thing. Being, saying I was just like him, or the bad example that he set, and everything else. And it couldn't be her because she was a God-fearing woman and all. And then she was just going at him. I'm not sure I really want to talk about this anymore. I mean, maybe we can play the piano for a little bit.
Sure, that seems all right. Is there something? What does it bring up in you? This thing? Actually, no. Go right to the keyboard. Go and play. And he flips it on. And he passes the keyboard over to Dermot.
He'll start just playing a bit of a couple of old tunes, Danny Boy, Molly Malone, traditional sort of little ditties that don't really require too much thought.
Yeah. Gotcha. And Dr. Boyd's just sort of taking notes in a little like steno pad type of thing. Just sort of like occasionally he'll like cock an ear at like one of the as you shift from song to song, and he lets Dermot play like 2 or 3 songs, and then he asks, "Okay, so when you play those songs, what do you feel? What comes up for you? Why those songs?"
I don't fucking know, okay?
All right.
Is this, I mean, I know this is COD mandated or anything, but isn't there some way that you could, like, sign a slip and I could get out of here?
If I did that to you, Dermot, I'd be letting you down. There's a reason why you're coming to these things. You're hurt right now, and it's my job to help you get better, to work with you. And I don't want to let you out there where the pain that you're feeling gets to leak all over the street and spill down the gutter. I want you in here feeling it.
I'm feeling it. You happy?
So tell me, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling I want to play these because they're not the fucking, churchy songs that she always wanted to singing around the house like she was humming. You're like drumming into your skull like she's always singing them, humming while she's doing the washing up, while she's sitting at the table. You just want to drown that out sometimes. So, I try to play the things that was out in the street, But I was there in the house all the day, and I could just hear her doing it all the day, and it was just driving me nuts.
Couldn't bear the sound of it. So then?
Then what? You want to see
tell
this
me?
whole sordid thing, How she came in, she got him and she was ramming him into the car. She wouldn't stop. She got the bloody bonnet that was up and she rammed it down on his hand. She put his face onto the screen and she wouldn't let up. Thought she was gonna fucking kill him.
And you had to act.
Or wouldn't you?
We're not here to talk about me right now. But probably.
I don't know, someone just snapped, it's okay. Maybe I thought she was really gonna do it this time. I mean, everybody else saw her as this kind, generous woman that was always giving bloody, you know, cakes at the church fairs and the likes.
But you could see the truth. You could see what she was really like.
I just wanted to stop her. Didn't quite mean it to go that far, did I now? I suppose that's what everybody says, but I suppose something just really lit up. I've seen the pictures. It weren't pretty. I could hear myself screaming, shouting at her. It's just like watching somebody else do it at that point. I blame the part on the drugs myself. You know.
Sure, that seems like a thing that might happen. If you were not in your right mind, then you can say it wasn't me.
But it was me.
But it was you, Dermot.
Is that what you wanted to say? It was me. Admit this bloody thing. I've had it with this. He'll kind of just slam his hands on the keyboard and then just get up. Enough I can do this today. Doc, I done all the steps and it's just not getting any better and I don't feel any better. And you keep trying to help me, but I'm not fit and go anywhere. And I'm just out, and then I'm just, what am I just going to end up back in again if I don't do as you say? Fuck you. Nothing is helping anymore. Turn and start walking out.
And Dr. Boyd's gonna go, we still have a little time left. Do you want to ground? Or do you... Maybe we should call it a day.
You can take that pocket watch with your fucking time and shove it where the sun don't shine.
And with that...
Sorry, Doc.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he'll
he's gonna Dr.
Yeah.
Boyd's going to sit down and touch the desk, and then just the door's gonna slam. He's not gonna get up and chase him.
According to your notes, Dermot, over his history, you go through over your notes and he has a tendency, since that fateful day in which he killed his mother and then he was turned in by his father to the police. He has had a tendency of trying to keep things bottled in, but then when it's too much, he goes in a downward spiral. He hits, rock bottom, bounces back up. Sometimes he comes a little worse for it. But this up and down cycle has been repeating quite a lot. With a lot more frequency lately. This is the first time you see him outright aggressive and disrespectful towards other people, especially when he's aware that he's being helped.
Yeah.
Which, given the fact that he doesn't seem to be enjoying the most sturdiest of constitution, it might mean that he might get in trouble himself.
Yeah. What I might do then after this is, he's probably told me about some of the places he goes.
Yes.
Or at least that he hangs out.
Also, you have the contact details of Daryl, which is his sponsor, his body.
Yeah.
So okay.
When he's in the sort of like echoing silence of the office, he's just gonna he's gonna ask his secretary to give another call to Daryl Donald.
Yeah,
Daryl, and see if I can get another sort of touch base with him, and then maybe after office hours are done, I may sort of go and see if I could do a little, street investigation myself, just sort of like find out where
have
he
a
might
wander.
be.
Yeah.
Have a wander.
Okay, so Dermot is absolutely fuming. I would assume he goes back to his place.
Yep.
By the time he's back, what is Alma doing?
She's found a speaker and a tape, and she has a what's it called? Like a cassette tape of Dare by the Human League, which she has on her, which obviously came out the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
And what she does is she's found this cassette player and she's put in the tape and she's playing it quite loudly, and she's just sort of doing little pirouettes around the kitchen.
Okay.
This is like a complete and utter personality change, but she is.
So when you come in, you see someone trying to reprise the Swan Lake at the beat of something that is definitely not the Swan Lake soundtrack. But Dermot is probably not paying attention to it. And you have this sort of contrast in which, in a very small space, probably both of you in the kitchen of this sort of studio place, the studio flat, Dermot is enraged. Like he's red and his knuckles are white. How much he's tightening his hands. While Alma is just a leaf in the wind, and she's smiling, content with the state of affairs. You do notice Dermot has arrived. Probably you cannot register his mood, but you register that he's there.
Dermot, it's great to see you. And she sort of just hugs him. And if there's a sofa there, she will try and fool him into the sofa.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be tense to start with, but then kind of melt after a few moments. Just like the tension just releasing out of him for a second.
How did
It's
it
good to be
go?
back. It's fucking awful.
Was he nasty to you?
Yeah, horrible. Kept asking questions I didn't really want to answer.
Do you want to talk about it or not?
I killed my fucking mother. The kind of thing you want to talk about.
She gives him like a completely like platonic just kiss on the cheek. Sort of stands up and offers him like 2 hands, and she doesn't say anything, but her face says, "Do you want to dance to the Human League with me?"
Kind of rolled his eyes a bit and be like, seriously, to this? Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to go to these like court-mandated bloody therapy sessions, and you know what? You do me a lot more good just being here. I don't mean to sound ungrateful and all. Thanks.
No,
So
I
kind of
get it.
reach up and take hands.
And as the two of you half hold each other, half dance, not necessarily to the beat of the music, but the rhythm of each other, Alma whispers sweet nothings in your ear, telling you that it'll be okay, that you should just enjoy the music that is playing. And something in her voice takes you deeper. You go back to that place in which you were feeling really bad, but now you are sort of an spectator. You're spectating. and you feel almost warm embrace, keeping you safe from those scenes, as if someone were running a movie in which you are acting. But what the hell? Your mind spins, and you come out of it. You don't feel as bad as you did when you were opening up to Dr. Boyd. But you
must have
need more.
You must have had something like this happen to you at some point. Like something bad. I mean,
lots of bad things happen to lots of people. I think... I don't know. I mean, there's a reason I'm not in England.
yeah? It's because it's shit. Who'd ever want to go there?
You can call it that, can't you? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is. You are right. And she sort of gives you a little kiss again.
Is that my fun out here? Would you say we had a little fun then?
Do you want to have... Yeah, absolutely. Come on. I got some more whilst you're out.
Awesome.
And
yeah,
it's on the kitchen table.
So
yes,
go on, sorry.
Oh, no, it's all right. You go.
So basically, while you are sharing with one another there, this is a moment in which you're having those, now again, nothing conversations about how the neighbor's dog now is much quieter since the neighbor neutered him or whatever. While Alma is with the spoon and the lighter, and as Diarmuid is also preparing, she brought a few things, a couple of lines and something to shoot, and there's a joint for the ride apparently, and a couple of pills for later, because after this you're gonna have to burn it out of your system and you're gonna dance your night out. So after being
I think Dermot will be sorting out the music and just pumping it up an extra couple of levels.
Yeah. And then once you're ready, it is showtime. And at some point, Dermot unearths a couple of things that he has there. He looks at the keyboard and decides to go with a pad. No more keyboards for tonight. That was enough shit for the night. The phone's ringing. It's Daryl. A few missed calls. There's one from your father. Do you pick it up?
Yeah.
Do you turn the music down for it, or?
Yeah. He'll turn the music down and pick up the phone. Dad?
Hi, son. Are you all right?
Just been a rough couple of days is all. It's really great to hear from you. How you doing?
I heard from your sponsor. He's been trying to reach you.
Yeah, well, been a difficult day and all. I was seeing the therapist and we made some good progress. I was hoping maybe we could talk at some point.
And you hear him sort of reach for air a couple of times as he's gonna start talking. There's a kind of a long pause. Perhaps when your therapy sessions are over, you can come by the parish.
I do my best, Dad. I'm trying to sort myself out, and you gotta forgive me. I really am trying.
Absolution is hard for all of us, Dermot.
I don't want absolution, Dad.
I'm also working on it, son. You're working on your part, and I'm working on my forgiveness. And I'm not there yet. But hopefully the Lord will show me the path and I will be able to forgive you.
Yeah, I suppose the Lord will show you the way, won't he? Just like dear Mama did.
Don't say that, son.
You know, it's true.
It's not the word. It's he or she who preaches it. You have to live the word, not just say it. And I'm trying to live by it. And if it's true that you're working your best with your therapist and your sponsor, then you will live it. No need to preach it. No need to say it. Let us both have faith on this. I know we will find a way. And I just hope that I can bring myself to forgive you soon.
I so too, Dad.
Please call your sponsor.
Yeah, I got somebody with me tonight. I'll give him a call tomorrow, okay? If he calls, just let him know.
Is this a friend of yours?
Yeah.
Hopefully
I'm helping her out, you know. Dad, I like to help people when I can. I want to be a better person like that, you know.
In order to help others, Dermot, we need to be in a good place ourselves. Lest we're dragged down. It is not their fault.
Yeah, well, life isn't always that easy, is it? It's not that simple, so... I'll keep trying. But I think the therapy will be over soon, so maybe we can talk then, right?
Yes. Yes. We can set that as a turning point for a conversation. I suppose, yes. That'll give us both something to look forwards to. I guess.
Yeah.
Well. Good luck, son.
Take care, Dad.
And with that, he hangs up. Edward, it is kind of difficult to really pinpoint where he lives. He lives in this... there is this big flat, sort of complex of flats, this building. He just gave like a basic address, postcode, and the number of the court, not the specifics of the flat. It's not difficult once you have been let in by one of the neighbors, and then electronic music starts blaring out again, all of a sudden. And this sounds hauntingly familiar to what Diarmuid uses as a default to deal with his... Well, your professional assessment is his disappointment in himself.
Yeah. There's some theory about object relations and the inner other. There's a certain thing that when
Yes.
You go through trauma, the inside voice, the part of you that you are allowed to, that you relate to, you're trying to work things through, that gets injured and traumatized. And he's been filling it with music and drugs. So
it's kind of easier to get to his flat now that you know you have an audio signal to pinpoint it.
Yeah.
I would assume that Diarmuid shoots himself again after the conversation with his father.
Yeah, he'll turn straight to Alma and be like, "Come on, let's get this party started."
Yeah.
And then
She sort of grins, and yeah. So once she's shot you, she's gonna try and meticulously line up the or like organize lines of cocaine as well. She's, how's your godly dad? He was godly and boring, wasn't he?
yeah, I don't know why he became a priest and all, but thought once Mum was gone, we'd get away from all that. But apparently, it's gonna keep hounding me.
Oh, why are godly people always like that? I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't get it. You live in the moment. You shouldn't. And she sort of.
I should have told him I loved him.
You've got more time for that. You can do that. You can phone him up tomorrow and do that. We've got now, though.
I
So
know
Dermot,
you don't get the whole God thing, but I kind of do, but I don't.
I think. I don't know. Maybe my dad was a bit like that. I feel like if you're a bad father, you've got to believe in a better father. I don't know, like a CEO of dads or something.
You got daddy issues, have you?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Maybe I've done horrible things. Maybe in England maybe I burnt down a building. Maybe I killed someone.
Oh, you're the right rebel you are.
Maybe I drank someone.
I
Wouldn't that be funny?
don't know how you do that. I suppose you can do that with Jesus and all. You can drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Kool-Aid. Or the wine. Or the
The
blood.
wine.
I prefer drugs myself.
Come on.
Come on.
You're holding off on your side. I seem to be doing all of this. Come on.
and
Alright.
both of you embark in, again, what seems to be Dermot hugging most of it. And there's a tiny voice in the back of your head that says, maybe that's too much. But then another part of your head says, what was too much was to relive that day where you killed your mother, and have it to be the same day your dad says he's nowhere near to forgiving you that he was back then. Yes, a milestone, something to look forward to, but is it really? Is it really? Slowly louder and louder knocks come from the door, though, eventually making themselves heard over the music. On the other side of the door, Edward has been trying to get Dermot's attention, with the approving nods of a couple of neighbors, because they think you're gonna give him an earful or something. But eventually, you can hear it. Dermot knocks on the door and calling for your name.
I think somebody's at the door.
Do you want me to get it, or do you want to get it?
I don't
I can
think
tell him where to
I
go.
can get up right now.
Okay. You just stay where you are, and I'll go and tell him where to go. I'll go and tell him to piss off.
Yeah, tell them to
Yeah.
go affect themselves.
So she goes to the door. She opens it very abruptly.
And then Edward
and-
sees
and-
these like
And he just
pale
locks eyes
guy,
with this, yeah. Hello. I'm looking for.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm
yes,
Alma.
of course.
You can go now.
I'm afraid I can't. I need to talk to Dermot for a minute.
Oh, he's busy. Sorry. He's quite busy. Who are you? Who? How do you know him?
I'm Edward. I'm an associate of his.
Devon doesn't have an associate. What is he, like a board of directors or?
All right, you got me. I'm the person he saw earlier tonight. His
You're a shrink.
Yeah.
I don't think he was very happy with you. You can absolutely piss off now. And she attempts to shut the door.
He gets his foot in the way. He will, like,
it'll be obvious that even though she has makeup in her, like white makeup over her face and her red lips, the only thing that remains half intact is like the very blue shade over her eyes, because the makeup over her nose and upper lip is messed up.
Yeah.
She's missing a little bit of her lipstick, probably from smoking. And she has her sleeves of this very flurry sort of pirate shirt. She has them rolled up all the way to her elbows, and you can see the marks. A couple of them with sort of like small pieces of toilet paper right there, like
his eyes sort of like bounce from her forearms to her eyes, and he says, there's
what?
not.
What?
I think you should let me in. I think I can help.
We don't want any help. We want to have fun. Go away. You really, really hurt him this evening. He came home. I've never seen him before.
He's making real progress now. And who are you anyway?
I'm his friend. Why did he not talk about me? Oh, that's all right. I won't take it as an insult. We're having a lovely evening. Go away. And she, like, makes another attempt. I know you've got your foot in the door, but
no. See, if she
it's just really frail, so it's like
It's the. All right. Just tell him I stopped by. And then I was thinking of him. And he takes his foot out of the door, and he lets Alma shut it. But he doesn't leave. He stays in the hall.
Okay. So,
and he just sort of stares at the door.
Yeah.
You know?
Alma finally gets him out of the way and goes back in.
She goes back in.
Dermot
there
is
was someone at
sitting
the door.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it's all right.
Dermot is sitting in the same position, just fiddling with something in the music.
Sort of slightly against her better judgment, she goes, "Oh, your shrink came."
My shrink? What effect did you want?
No.
Tell him to piss off.
That's what I did, yeah. It's a bit of a tough one to get rid of. You know, you'd think working in customer service would give you, like, you know, the balls to tell people to fuck off, but, you know, some people, sometimes you just gotta tell them nicely. I tried to tell him nicely anyway.
You told him nicely. And he'll kind of lurch to his feet and make for the door. And as he's doing so, it's like, you can't tell him nicely, you gotta tell him to, like, properly piss off.
She sort of sits there and laughs at you. Like, not at you, but like...
Yeah.
Like you're telling a really funny joke.
And he'll kind of wrench the door open and just shout out into the corridor, you know, "Fuck off!"
And he's right there. Like, you open the door and you scream, "Fuck off!"
It won't register for a while.
And that's when you open your eyes slightly, Edward's face is like right there. It's like he was standing in front of the door staring at it.
Yeah, there will be a stream of, you know, obscenities probably that will follow for a while until he notices, and then it's like, "Did you come back?"
I think you're muted, Jason.
Oh, sorry. Never left.
Well, you caught all that then?
Yeah. I'm used to it.
Why the feck you here?
I had a feeling. Say a hunch or whatever. That after you left, you were going to need some more help. And I figure you're worth taking a chance on. So, do I get to come in, or do I stand in the hallway all night?
You want to join the party?
You see how it ends if you don't join the party. Like, you can see it in his face. He's up to his tits.
Sure.
You look like you're not dressed like a bloody suit at least, so come on in.
He sits down. He comes in, sits down. His eyes go toward the joint. Seems like the lightest thing available.
Yes.
And he picks it up and says, "Got a light?"
And
Why-
with this wavering fire that... No, he'll try and light the lighter, but he's probably going to fail.
Yeah. Alright. And he's gonna just and honestly, he will sit there and he's not gonna like probe or poke. He's just gonna like chill. Or at least try to chill.
Yeah. Taking in the situation.
Yeah.
It looks like they have gone through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that probably they haven't gone through half of it. I see if they bought for a few days or a week, and they're halfway there. And Dermot is on the point in which he's so high that he's spacing in and out, but so rapidly that it can be considered a different stream of consciousness. Alma, on the other hand, looks... I mean, you don't know if that is her usual self or if that's the way she gets when she's high, but she looks in a lot more control of herself. Even if it's just, perception-wise. She looks to be... As you are taking all the scene in, she's taking you in.
And it looks like she's kind of in control of this whole circumstance, right?
Absolutely.
I think Dermot's going to just be trying to encourage everybody to kind of join in the fun, but in doing so will just be continuously taking more himself to egg people on.
Alma obliges. Only as much as she can handle, though. If she's heard you say that bit, I don't know whether it came out then, but when you said "take a chance on," she's going to be humming "Take a Chance on Me" by ABBA. I'm not sure if it came out then.
No, it totally came. It's the he totally said that, and he will totally get the reference.
So there you are. After a few minutes, you seem to think that Dermot should either stop, because he's already at very, very high risk. So he should stop outright, or things might not end well for him.
So I'm going to, sort of ostentatiously look at the watch and say, you've had like quite a few grams of that. Maybe you should ease back a little just so you can sleep it off.
What do you know? You're not a doctor.
I am a doctor.
Like a doctor of shrinkism, shrinkology.
Shrink.
Psychiatry. Yeah.
He's, he's a doctor of psychos.
He's a doctor of psychos, like the film.
Yeah.
Duh, duh, duh.
Yeah, me and Norman.
You can't tell me to stop. I'm just gonna keep on going, you know. Just because you say I can't doesn't mean I can't, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing about it, right? You're going to keep going because people tell you can't. And then one day you will go a place you can't come back from. Is that how it's going to be? Is that the Diarmuid story?
Seems good enough, doesn't it? You know? Made my mark and all.
I mean, it's a good story, I guess. But I think there's a better one. I think that there's more that you can offer than just a couple of headlines in the Times. I think you've got something to give, something to show people. And you can't do that if you're in a box.
I don't want to go in a box.
He might go and earn. Just saying. He might go and earn.
Yeah, an urn.
Well, ash is one way to end up, I suppose, but still.
We're all like that. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Comes for us in the end, doesn't it? Came for her. Come for me. Come for you all. Just want to make peace with my dad. But you know, I made some good music. Maybe some people remember that. You know. You think there's more to this world than that day?
Oh, yes, I do. I think there's a lot more. I think there's more for each of us.
You're not another godly one, are you?
No, not like that.
Not like that. What are you like? What's another sort of godly thing? Are you like the New Age?
He's a hippie, clearly.
With that joint, yeah.
I've done my share, I suppose. Alma,
Hmm?
would you go into the kitchen and get us some drink?
No. No. She
I'd
will
really
go.
like it if you did.
We've got plenty of stuff here. What sort of drinks? Isn't it like... And you're a doctor, isn't it like bad to mix drink and drugs? Get them yourself.
Carlos?
you feel compelled to go to the kitchen and get a few drinks.
She has no idea what is taking her, but her feet will move her to the kitchen, and she will get you 2 glasses of water. And she will take a while doing it.
Good. I'm gonna take a look at Dermot, at his condition. How out of it is he? How close to the edge?
Very. And this is the same premonition that assaulted you back in your office after he left. He's past the point of no return. He soon will go into cardiac arrest. By the time Alma finds it in herself to call 999, he would have been dead for 15 minutes.
Dermot, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I need you to stay with me for a little while longer. The things we've been doing together, the work we've been on, it's led us here, and I don't think traditional therapies will be effective going forward. I need to do something more radical. I need to replace the internal other. I need to give you something that will help you make sense of the chaotic world that you've been dragging yourself through.
It's not another piano, is it?
No. It's something longer lasting. I need to know if you really do want to go off in a box, or if you want your journey to take you somewhere else.
Don't want to. Just I've been fighting for so long. Doesn't feel like it's really gonna end the way I want it to.
We can change that ending.
I want it. I really do.
All right.
But it's just so hard.
I know. It is very hard. Stay with me a little longer. I want you to remember this moment. Think of, what can you hear right now? What sounds can you hear?
The music's still blasting. Dermot is no longer doing
He's
anything.
no longer-
So the
no longer
tracks
doing anything?
are
Alright,
rolling,
got it.
and he stopped
Mhm.
doing stuff. And as Alma is coming back from the kitchen
Mhm.
with the glasses, she sees something that takes her very numb and drugged brain a while to process.
Mhm.
As Dermot is lying there in the couch, and Dr. Edward Boyd has his mouth over his neck, sank his fangs, and seems to be drinking copiously out of him. When Alma realizes what has happened, or what is happening, as she sees it, she lets go of both glasses. The one that was glass shatters, the plastic one just bounces off.
Mhm.
Lost in the two small thuds, lost in the volume that's there. And she wants to scream, but something is stopping her. Edward Boyd's eyes are locked into hers, and she's basically paralyzed as there is this sort of insidious whisper coming back, eating away of her will to move, of doing anything. She just slumps, drops to the floor, And the next thing she sees is a very hungry Diarmuid that now has fangs himself. And that is where we're gonna draw the line on Diarmuid's Embrace by Dr. Edward Boyd of Clan Malkavian. And sadly, the first meal of Diarmuid, which was juicy and packed with all the vitamins and drugs that Diarmuid could have ever need. So
nutritious.
yes, I mean, well, considering Diarmuid's peculiar tastes, it is, I don't know if it's the precursor of it or it was just the perfect snack. I want to say a massive thank you to our guests today, Amy and Jason. Also, Jason being all the way in the East Coast of the U.S., so New England, representing
New England and Old England.
Yeah. Thank you very much to you for joining us tonight. Are there any shout outs you guys wanna throw out there? I have shout outs for like Mitch because he's amazing and he did all the overlay and all the beautiful stuff. So he's always in the shout out section.
Phil, who I think I accidentally duped into thinking that I was going to be Raphael.
Oh my god. Oh yes, because for those of you who remember her, Amy was in our historical Blood on the Severn one shot for I think it was 1645 as reprising Archangel Raphael Malkavian of the Camarilla. And of course, congratulations to Jason on his debut on our channel.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully, really, this will be the first one of many appearances.
I hope so too. Can I do a quick shout out?
Yes, definitely.
I just want to thank my friend Sammy, who is in the psych field or was, and gave me some juicy material to chew on before this scene.
Very, very good, very appropriate, very nice, and it's all fitting. And now, if you wanted to understand a little bit more about Diarmuid, I hope this embrace didn't give you anything to go with except what you already knew, which is my goal. Because I need you thirsty for more. Next Monday, 7 p.m. UK time, we come back for Season 3 and our first episode of the last season of Blood on the Severn. So, until then, I'm going to love you and leave you. And we will see each other next Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.